All right, take 2, go.
Hey guys, it's David here.
Close enough. Yay! All right, high five. Good job, guys.
I got it.
Woman.
Yes.
How would you rate the intro of today's video?
10 out of 10.
Okay. You're hired. Oh my God. Oh my God. In all seriousness, today we're here at K-Wood Speed and we're gonna do some drift karting where they replace the rear tires and they literally put PVC around the tires. And drifting go-karts that are electric are way harder than you expect. Would you all agree?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go inside and have some fun and try our very best to make this happen. Okay? High five for everybody.
Yeah.
James Wood,
Hi.
you like RX-7s?
I do.
I like this RX-7. Ooh, beep beep. Oh my God, an SRT4 that's here. How's it going, man?
It's a Gear 57 trim ATP kit. Has an ACT HD street disc. Just simple stuff.
What power does it make?
Around 320 right now. It's not dyno tuned.
That has to be fun though.
Oh yeah, it rows
Yeah.
first and second.
That's all you do.
HKS blow-off valve, Turbonetics external wastegate.
James, what is the secret to drift K1 karting?
A lot of brake.
That's pretty much it. That's all you got because it's all plastic.
If you gas it, you're spinning out.
It's really hard. Like the first time we did it, I did it off camera and I was like, you know what, just warm up session, all that, and it was not a warm up session at all. The entire track was spinning out. But you laugh about it, you try again. So you ready to try again?
Yes.
Let's do it. That's Alejandra in front of me doing some amazing poses. Vogue. You know what, drifting a go-kart is something I've never done before, so we're gonna see how this goes. I think my strategy is gonna be use more of the brake than the gas, or electric gas, because if I add more electric, it's just gonna spin the wheels more, which is covered in plastic, which means I have no traction. So maybe if I just kind of maneuver and use this as an e-brake essentially, and then just do some steering. But I only have this way and this way. I don't have a full rotation. So that's gonna be really weird. Okay. Oh God, oh God, ah, oh God! Ah, no!
How do you feel about this display of drifting right now? I love it. You wanna know why? Everybody's learning.
This is actually really hard. James told me the best way to do this, which I started to pick up on, was basically no gas and just hard brake when you go in and you just kind of feather a little bit, you barely give it gas and it'll step out. Really hard to hold angle in go-karts.
It really is, especially with no actual grip on the rear tires.
Few moments later.
Honestly, you guys watching this are gonna think that it's all the cart's fault. It's not. I can see how you get it eventually, but man, it's tough. Good job, guys. That was awesome.
Too many people are using way too much gas and throwing in way too much angle.
Take 4.
Go-karts have like I feel like they have a lot of angle, but their rack is very fast. This is because obviously go-kart,
Short wheelbase too.
you can't whip it around like a car, and they are short wheelbase, so people need to like slow down. Slow is fast here. When you enter, just stab the brake a little bit to upset the cart, and then you can slowly roll into the throttle, but matting the throttle is not a good idea.
Hey, I heard your car broke.
I broke it. I sent it into the wall. I did a 240 thing. Apparently, like the throttle cable broke.
I'll do it.
Jesus, now I'm blind.
How'd it go?
I'm gonna hit up Drift Alliance to tell them that I'm ready.
All right.
And so my consensus on this is that you take a Razor Crazy Kart, you know, kind of the Drift XLs you can get, you remove the e-brake and you have rear-wheel drive. So it feels much more like real drifting, if that makes sense. But with the element of the plastics, instead of having tire tread, that makes it such a different experience to where I really think it's fun, and it's funny because if you spin out, everybody's spinning out, everybody's having a good time. But when it comes to skill, this takes a ton of practice. The muscle memory is not similar to real drifting in a lot of ways. If you can do this smooth, then you have some serious muscle memory because it's very hard, but I can't wait to do it again for sure. This is what I know. Oh, yeah.
She didn't get last.
I got third.
There you go.
That's better than my first one.
What was your first one?
I got 5th place.
Oh, I'm sorry.
1 hour later.
Yes! I finally did it! Oh, this is so cool! Oh my god! I'm just in an electric go-kart! Oh my god!
Conquered that corner. Good job, bud. I'm proud of you.
Hey, what's up guys? I just wanted to thank each and every one of you who came to the K1 speed event. Overall, I would say the K1 drifting was very difficult at first, but about 2 races later, I had it almost down pat. It just has this crazy floatiness. It feels like you're driving on ice, basically. Also, I wanted to give a huge thanks to James Wood, who is a YouTuber, by the way, who's growing, so go support him. He's the guy who did the commentating during the K1 speed event, so huge thanks to James while I was out there driving. I had an amazing time, and I'm hoping that I work more with K1 Speed in the future for future endeavors. Maybe, you know, go around the country and see more locations and do more car meets. I think it sounds like a really cool idea. It just shows how lucky I am to have you guys as my viewership base. And I know I sound like I'm kind of sucking up here, but it really does bring warmness to my fuzzy little heart. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to say thank you. And I also went to Twitter and asked for a quick Q&A to finish off this video. I'm gonna start to bring back things like the Vloggity Vlogs and the weekly show. So I'm gonna start doing the weekly show Q&As at the end of a lot of videos. So let's get started. Is there a car that you have started to like less over the years that used to be one of your favorites? I would actually say some of the supercars. When I was younger, I was all about supercars. I was all about exotic cars. That's what I dreamed about having. I remember when I was 20 or 19 or 18 years old, I was like, I'm gonna try and get an Aventador, you know, by the time I'm 30. And now would I buy an Aventador? No, I would not. It's big, it's wide, it's really hard to drive around town. But on the highway, you feel like a freaking superhero. The Aventador and cars that are just kind of silly and wild and nuts, those are kind of treats, in my opinion, to kind of drive every now and then. And you get your fill, and then you can just give it back, and it's fine. Cars like the Huracan and the 720S, when it comes to exotics and just having performance out of the box, those still have my heart, because it really does show why they're so expensive. Sure, you could be that guy who puts a 5.3 LS motor into an old truck with a big turbo on it from eBay and then run 9s. You could totally do that. But when it comes to longevity, take and run road trips, and just having an all-around incredible performer, it's hard to argue with some of the modern supercars, but I would say some of the older supercars for sure. Does your wheel cleaner work on black wheels? Yes, the wheel cleaner works on any color wheel possible. It should not hurt your finish at all. The reason it turns purple is because it's going after the iron in the brake dust itself, not necessarily the coatings on your wheel or anything of that sort. So Patterson Car Care, my detail brand, which I want to thank each and every one of you for supporting so far. It's been such a fun ride, so crazy. Franklin asks, the car you wish you never sold, the car you wish you bought, after cars, which is your next biggest passion? I don't know, sometimes I kind of regret selling my first car. You know, it was a super cheesy yellow 2-valve Mustang. It was my first car and it was my dad's car, and we went on a ton of road trips in it together. So sentimentally, that car still has my heart, and I've actually considered trying to find it one day just to like see if I could. Because I went on that crazy trip to find my grandpa's car, and that was successful after almost 2 years of hunting, and that was nuts. The car I should have bought, probably a cleaner 240 to start off with. You know, my blue 240 started its life off as a complete basket case. See, with newer modern cars, if you don't have a lot of experience with them, you put a modification on it and it just works. And you just see it have a difference. So sometimes I wonder, had I gone down the more modern route rather than going down the more retro route, excuse me, I wouldn't have as many problems, I wouldn't have as many motor issues, I wouldn't have as many issues finding parts, things of that nature. So that's my answer on that. When it comes to maybe my next hobby, I really want to get into probably podcasting or Twitch streaming or something along those lines, because podcasting would be so cool to me because I love just talking about everything and I love learning about everything. I think what the hardest part about that would be getting away from doing a podcast all about cars. And if I could just do a podcast that was just off topic and just talk about literally anything, video games, movies, that kind of stuff, I would absolutely adore to do that. Todd asks, what's the biggest challenge you have had to face by making YouTube your source of income? And if not YouTube, what other dream job would you have? Sincerely, Tydesky, your Xbox buddy. Had I not gone down this path, I would have tried to pursue music, most likely. More specifically, probably in the dance genre or electronic genre or mixing or stuff like that. I would have loved to do that. But when it comes to YouTube as my full-time job, the biggest difficulty of this is consistency. The biggest difficulty is making sure you have content every single week. Regardless if you upload every day or regardless if you upload once a week, you still need to fill in those days and also make it interesting and also be passionate about it. I recently got an email from YouTube saying that my channel was affected severely by seasons, like seasonally, or something weird on that nature. So on one hand, I might feel like that the world is collapsing on ThatDudeinBlue. But then on the other hand, I might just be like, maybe it's just a slow time of month. So putting down the phone and minimizing the screen, not reading negative comments all the time, that's something that takes a long time to adapt to and gain a thicker skin. Pepe Loves You says, do you think the new Supra will live up to its predecessors and become its own icon, or be stuck in the Mark IV's shadow? I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I've talked a lot of trash about the new Supra before it came out. Thankfully, there's this really good Toyota Supra documentary. I'll try and put that link in the description. It's really good and it explains why they made the decisions they did, and that kind of opened me up a little bit. I got an email saying I'm probably gonna drive it fairly soon, probably in a month or two. So maybe the companies just got tired of me talking trash and said, just come drive it. But when it comes to the legacy of the Mark IV, it's never gonna be surpassed. There's no way. The Mark IV is such a JDM icon that we're just a little too jaded, I think, by that car because we love it so much that our expectations are just impossible. The expectations of surpassing the Mark IV Supra are impossible in my opinion because of the pop culture relevance of it and things of that nature. All right guys, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this really fun video. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comment section below what you'd like to see me do next. Hey, if you want me to just do more Q&A stuff, please let me know, and I will see you guys next time, and take it easy. Have a wonderful day.